What's going on, guys? It is day 4.
What up, what up?
Royal Twins, we are back.
The Godfather.
And the Godmother, and we hope that you have been having an amazing week like we have.
Yep. We're actually out here in Vista, California.
We are in, just got to
enjoying
the beach.
this beautiful weather. This weather is amazing right now. We were we were in Vegas and stuff, and it was getting freezing out. And it's
desert.
like, this is beautiful. The beach is right here.
Yeah.
The vibes are really good. Negative ions are coming off, and I'm feeling happy. So
yeah, it's amazing.
But
so
yeah, what did you want to talk about today with them?
Well,
show these kings and queens what we're about.
Yeah, so we wanted to talk about the twin field.
The twin field. Our energy aura of how we are.
Now, first, let me state that everyone has this field. It's not just the twin.
Not just twin. Every single person
when
has
you
it.
have found your twin, that field is amplified to the max, and not only of what you can feel from each other, but what you can do with the field that you do have, that you share, that you can put that power towards, like we were talking about yesterday with manifesting.
Yeah. You can use it to heal people. You can use it to ignite energy in people, or you can technically use it to take energy too. But that's just like both sides. There's a yin and a yang, right? So there's multiple ways you can go about it. You just got to have the right intentions with it. So I feel like, because I'm naturally just happy. I'm always positive, and no matter what. But like, it's crazy because I've had people tell me, just through the energy alone, and she can say the same thing. Yeah. I'll be doing Zoom calls with business partners and having meetings, and people are like, "Bro, I can feel your energy through Zoom."
That's what I get too.
It's like, you don't actually have to be there right next to the person to make them feel you. It's like you can do it through different technologies, dimensions. It goes through anything.
Writing a status, whatever you feel when you're writing those words is actually what is felt when someone reads those words. It's a beautiful thing when you know that what you're writing is going to be felt. And you don't have to have someone told me one time, my proper grammar. I was like, I'm not worried about proper grammar.
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
worried
As long
about
as
what
you get the point.
feel. And
feel about
it transcends that. That doesn't matter. But specifically with the twin, one thing that I noticed was the field was intensified to the point, and I can feel people. I can literally, you can too. We can feel how anybody feels around us.
We know exactly who they are.
But when we're together, I noticed feeling it more intense.
It's like amplified.
It was the most intense feeling of someone else outside of myself that I've ever felt.
So like one thing that I've noticed personally was just like I was already getting shit done myself. Like, I was doing things, I was working, I have an idea, I'm gonna go out and do it. And like, once I set my mind to something, I'm gonna take care of it. But it's like when you have your twin next to you, who is literally you, take that energy and just times it by like 100, because now you have two of the same people that are going after the same thing at the same time. Bringing in the energy, like attracting that success to themselves. It's like, oh my God. And it goes both ways. I'm not trying to be like, oh, it's always positive, it's gonna be great. Like, you have to understand the authenticity. There's always gonna be, there's good and there's bad. If you are feeling upset and your twin is next to you, they know, they can feel that there's something is off.
And you need to talk to them.
You can talk to them, but like, if that energy, if it's negative, can be amplified as well. So it's like, you gotta learn to control it. You gotta learn to communicate with your twin.
That's one thing. Seriously, like I told you, is that one thing that helped me the most, like when we were talking about triggers the other day on our video, what helped me the most with my triggers was that he was willing to lend an ear, really hear what I was saying, and help me understand. Not just tell me what I wanted to hear, but help me understand the words that were coming out of my mouth, because I was struggling with it at the time. And so having that twin is a good mirror, it's a sounding board to bounce everything off of.
It's like, I know exactly what to say to her, and she knows exactly what to say to me, because we're the same fucking person.
Yeah.
Like,
we know how to amplify each other. We know how to take, like we were talking about yesterday, manifesting and taking it to the highest degree of manifesting everything into our life with ease.
Two powerful energy fields manifesting with pure intentions. It's like,
now imagine when we put all the twins in the same space.
You do that, that's just with two twins.
And we put our intention into this new earth that we all know we've been, anticipating the arrival of. Imagine how quickly it's going to happen, how quickly the matrix is going to fall, the frequency is going to change, and all the form of everything is going to shift. let's give them some examples of the twin field and the difference in what it feels. Because I know personally, I've had this powerful energy field my entire life, and people have just been like, oh my God, some people cry when they touch me, some freak out. Like, I've had this energy field, but it wasn't until we found each other that I found someone that could feel it as strongly as I'm admitting it.
Yeah.
So the fact that your entire body would move or things like that from what was happening. So if you want to express
that was taking
that,
so can we tell them the things that we did?
Oh, go ahead.
So like, okay, so for being completely authentic, I feel way more intently, and I'm pretty sure you guys do too, if you are like this. If you've ever had cannabis, if you've ever taken acid or LSD, your senses get heightened like crazy. And the things that I would feel while taking these, what they call drugs, but it's not really drug, it's natural medicine if you use it the right way. I could literally feel her presence. She would take her hand and put it on my chest, and I would literally feel like it was like lava. She would manipulate my arm. Like, listen, this may sound crazy, but it's like, I'm telling you, this is a whole brand new field for me over this past year. So like, to see the things that I've seen and felt, it's like, it's mind blowing. So I'm just saying, if that's you, you're skeptical. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. She would take my arm, and it would, without touching me, would make my hand clench. Like,
all I was doing was this right here. Like, he had his hand here, but I became one with him and started to pull his field. I wasn't pulling his hand. I wasn't touching his hand. I was grabbing hold of that field. You remember Peter Pan? I've got the shadow. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I was pulling. I was grabbing hold of his shadow and pulling it, and it was forcing his actual limbs to move.
Here's another example, because we've been traveling all across the country the last 2.5 months now. And one of the first places that we hit coming into this entire crazy journey, it's like blurring out.
I know. Just keep going.
Just there you go. One of the things that it was doing while we were, one of the first places we went to was New Jersey. And we stayed at our friend Poppy's house, and we just got done smoking a joint, and we're downstairs. It's just me and her, and then they had a dog at the house. I was minding my own business. I was on my phone taking care of some. I was talking to a couple of guys on FaceTime, and what happened was, I started just sitting there, and I don't know if any of you have ever had your wisdom teeth taken out, or you've been put underneath like an anesthesia or some sort of knockout drug. But years ago, I got my wisdom teeth removed, and they gave me a drug. They gave me an IV, and as it starts to drip, they tell you count down from 10. So I started 10, 9, 8, got to 7, and it felt like a 10,000-pound person just sat on top of me. I was like I couldn't move. I was like, it was such an overwhelming feeling. I was like, oh my God, like gravity just amplified and just shot into my body. That feeling that I had when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I started to feel when I was sitting there on my phone, and she was, if you want to go into detail what she was doing, she was having this telepathic conversation with the dog at the time. Crazy. And I was just like, I was literally looking at my phone. I wasn't looking at her. I was like this, minding my own business, and I was talking to the guys on FaceTime. I was like, why do I feel like I'm being shoved to the wall right now? Like, I was getting pushed away from her, like physical force. And then I look at her, and she's staring at the dog. I'm just like, is that you? Like, is that you doing this to me? Like, and then as soon as she lost eye contact, it just disappeared. Weirdest experience of my life, but after understanding how all this is, and the twin flames, and the energies, and the reality of the world, it makes sense. That's the energy field.
Well, that's the
power she has alone, like, to push me backwards without touching me.
The thing is that. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Why did I forget? The energy.
Being pushed back.
There was something else that I was going to go into, and I do this every video. Get used to it. So never mind. It'll come out in another video.
But I'm just saying, like, that's an example of like one's energy when it's focused. And this is, I'm not recommending, disclaimer, don't go out and do these drugs just because I said we tried them.
Let's not call them that. Let's change the wording on that. Let's change it to medicine and call it the right thing, because the societal programming that we have right now says that it is the drug, when really the drug that they are giving you legally is the real drug.
Take it in the right environment. Don't just take it.
Yeah.
It needs to be right. Good people.
It's a journey. It's not something that you do just to do it. It's a journey. You're uncovering yourself. But I want to say this, and when we're talking about this subject, even though it's off topic, if you're going to do it, you don't have to have things like that to get to that level, to get to that understanding, to get to feeling yourself. That is simply going inside, dissecting yourself. Why do I do this? Why do I say that? Why do I feel that? Why? That is your natural form of LSD or ayahuasca or mushrooms or whatever. That's your natural form to get there. Yep. So you don't have to do those things. So what he did was he went through the natural form first, so that when he actually went into it, experienced what everybody was talking about the same way that I did it. I went the natural form first and then experienced it. It was just like, what's different? This is my normal everyday experience. And for him, it made more sense to him, everything that I had been telling him for all of this time.
Everyone has a different path. You know, this was my way of understanding. I have a weird way of understanding things, but once it hits, I get it. It just stays. So that was for me, and understanding what it feels like, and I can remember that feeling. Now I don't need drugs to technically or medicine to do that. I don't need to take this.
Back to the twin field.
Yes.
As I said, everyone has this field. We all have this field of creation, and that we all feel off of each other. But when you find your twin, you're going to know it, because you're going to feel it more intently than you've ever felt anyone in your life.
It's literally like
pay attention to your twin's
copy and
field.
paste.
Just pay attention to your twin's field, because it's when we pay attention to our field and how it's being affected by everything that we're doing. It's when we understand each other the most, and we work in a way of, you can bring feng shui into the relationship.
Complete fluid. Just going
so
with the wave.
Just
like
fits.
Bruce Lee said, be like water. Just go. Just go.
All right.
Go with it.
So anyway, that was our video today. We just wanted to share that with you guys. We have a lot of work left to do. We will catch you again on the next
One last
video.
look of the beautiful Vista, California. This is just one of the many sites, but we will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Godfather out.
Godmother out.
Deuces.